my dad was in college, he had to bike to his classes in the snow. Uphill both ways, of course. He turned a corner and the bike slipped on a patch of ice. His laptop bag was covered in snow and he went back home to make sure nothing was broken. Luckily, it was okay, just a little dented. Then he got back out on his bike and he assumed that since he knew the ice was there, that this time he'd be able to bike over it more carefully. So instead of going around, he took the same path and slipped again, shattering his laptop.
Son of a f***er!
This is ironic because my dad taught me that the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And yet... in one game, I was doing very well for myself. I had several stars and a whopping 270 coins. But this was the Spaceland map. If the center platform gets stepped on 5 times, Bowser's spaceship shoots a giant laser across the board. And of course, I was right in the crosshairs.
Hey! No! Stop! Just calm down! Don't do it!
I started resorting to more drastic measures to try and beat my brothers. There's a mini game where you have to mash the A button as fast as you can, and I decided to tip the scales in my favor. I grabbed a massage gun and put it on max speed on my palm, which caused my fingers to vibrate insanely fast. Then I put my finger on the A button and... As the second youngest, my older brothers were always so much better than me at everything. And honestly, so was Brenner. He was spat out the womb knowing how to use an iPad and was 360 no-scoping noobs while still in diapers. I looked it up, and apparently, being able to unfocus your eyes manually comes from the ability to relax the ciliary muscle, and not everyone can do it. So yay, we all learned something today. Look at these pictures. I can do this with my eyes whenever I want. It's great. It's dissociation on command. Oh no, I'm bored in class? Boom! Welcome to the blurry realm. My family and friends definitely make fun of me though, cause they can tell when I'm not listening to them.
So the other day I was repainting the guest bathroom for the 6th time, and then I decided that I didn't like any of the doorknobs in the house, so I had to replace those. And hey, are you listening to me? Use both your eyes. As I was saying, I think I want to rearrange the furniture and go for a more rustic style and
you can also tell when I'm tired. Uh-oh, looks like it's past someone's bedtime. What makes you say that? And because of my wonky eye, my depth perception isn't great, and you guessed it, that means I'm terrible at sports. Honestly, I'd probably suck at sports even with perfect eyes because of my bad reflexes, but it's nice to have something to blame. I'm seriously scared to play basketball because I feel like there's a 50% chance that I'll get crossed up so bad that I break both my ankles and then get my nose broken by the ball. As many of you know, I was a very late bloomer. All the other kids got bigger and stronger, and I just didn't. This also caused me to lose my baby teeth very late. At 12 years old, I still had several baby teeth. Then one day, my mom took me to an orthodontist, and he gave her his spiel about how acting early can help a lot and blah, blah, blah. She was sold, and they glued some braces on me, while I still had baby teeth. Why are you putting braces on them? They're just gonna fall out. I guess lying to my mom, taking her money, and causing me a ton of physical pain without even fixing anything was worth getting paid. That dude was definitely lying through his teeth. Regardless, I wasn't old enough to unlock free will, so it wasn't up to me. So I was resigned to 2 years of braces scraping into my lips, food getting stuck in them all the time, and terrible pain every time the rubber bands got changed. Ow! Oh, and by the way, you can't eat popcorn for 2 years. He wanted to raise a bonsai tree. He was super excited about it, but in classic dad fashion, lost interest and the bonsai tree withered. Then he would try to get back into it and water it and take care of it, but then forget again. This kept happening until eventually the bonsai tree was clearly dead. Despite this, Dad kept living in denial and saying it would come back to life and insisting that giving water to a tree corpse would fix it. Dad, it's time to let him go.
He's just a little thirsty. He'll be fine.
Eventually, Dad was forced to admit defeat and throw the tree away. Hi, I'm Bryson, and my most popular video is about how I look young. But that was 3 years ago. A lot has happened since then, and let me tell you, I still look young. The doctor said it's because of my genes, but I don't know what my pants have to do with any of this. So today, we're gonna delve more into what it was like growing up as such a late bloomer.
It looks like you also have explosionitis.
What? I developed pretty normally at first, but I started to notice some differences when I went to middle school. The other boys started getting bigger and taller, but I stayed fun-sized, as my mom would call it. I didn't really mind being a pipsqueak because it fit my vibe. I was the quiet kid who kept to himself and stayed under the radar drawing my silly little pictures. But the gap between me and the other boys only got worse as time went on, and this caused people to make comments and poke fun at me.
Wrong place, small fry. The elementary school is down the street. Get it? 'Cause he's small. Yeah, good one. Yeah, pipsqueak.
Well, at least I know what deodorant is, Derek. As I was settling into my new house, I finally decided to upgrade to a big fancy bed. In my old bed, Bo always slept with me, and he had some separation anxiety, so I decided to let him join me on my new bed. The first few nights went off without a hitch. Then one night, I step out of the shower and he peed on my bed! I immediately started screaming at him and kicked him out of the room. I stripped the bed, and fortunately, my mom had encouraged me to get a waterproof sheet for my bed. I thanked my lucky stars because it was almost game over. There's no power on earth that can unpiss a mattress. It was a close call, but my mattress was safe. I marched over to Bo, shoved the pee-stained sheets in his face, and screamed, "What is this? Why did you do this? Bad dog!" Bo looked at me like he had never looked at me before, terrified and trembling. My anger melted away, and I started crying and apologizing. Fortunately, Bo never peed on my bed again, though, because he's been banished from my room for all time. While at school, my house, my teacher, my mom, would give me writing assignments. One of these assignments requested that I write a sentence with at least 50 letters in it, but I decided that was too hard, so to make it easier on myself, I wrote this. Look, Mom, it has 50 letters, just like you said. Even then, I was such a creative problem solver, but for some reason, my mom called it cheating. My mom even sent me to this art class at this lady's house with my friends, and she gave us all kinds of fun projects like paper mache, watercolors, and collages, etc. I'm so glad I developed a love of art at such a young age, because art is such an amazingly fulfilling hobby, and I'm so lucky to be able to do it as a job. And now, I have an amazing superpower. I can imagine anything I want and make it real by drawing it, see? I guess pain really is beauty. It takes a lot of work to look this good. But at least it's over now.
Hey, by the way, I just scheduled your wisdom teeth removal surgery.
Wisdom teeth. Why do they call them wisdom teeth? Those teeth are obviously stupid idiots because they're going the wrong freaking way. Vestigial structures, useless body parts, are so stupid, and some of them actually hurt you. Your appendix can blow up and kill you for no reason. Your wisdom teeth sprout out of nowhere and ruin your other straight teeth. And don't even get me started on the tailbone. These things have no purpose. That's just bad character design. As the games got better, so did I. But it definitely took a while for me to get used to 200cc, where the carts go insanely fast. You actually have to use the brakes in order to turn sharp enough and not fly off the track. But after I mastered that, I became unstoppable.
You're weak, just like the rest of your people. They did not deserve to exist in this world, in my world. Prepare to join them. Prepare to die!
Because of my wonky eye, my depth perception isn't great, and you guessed it, that means I'm terrible at sports. Honestly, I'd probably suck at sports even with perfect eyes because of my bad reflexes, but it's nice to have something to blame. I'm seriously scared to play basketball because I feel like there's a 50% chance that I'll get crossed up so bad that I break both my ankles and then get my nose broken by the ball. My physical form ain't built for that. My physical form is good enough to draw silly little pictures though. I just love the classic Incredibles costume look. So, with that in mind, I decided to make myself into a superhero. Meet Super Bryson, the Makeshifter. My powers are shape-shifting and summoning energy-based objects. Think of it like if Miss Marvel and Green Lantern had a baby, and it was me. I went with bright colors because they match my energy and I like the classic look. What makes The Incredibles so special is that it's a whole family fighting crime together. So what makes me unique is that I fight crime as a team with my dog. Meet Superbo.
Really? Superbo is the best you could come up with?
Sick 'em! He can fly and has a laser bark, and we fight crime together as a team.
That's kinda lame.
Ha!